being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, and I'm telling him, look, you're going to put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there. You got Craig Mack in there. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in club?
Some of the most celebrated figures in music have found themselves at the center of unsettling truths, exposing the lengths to which people will go in the chase for wealth and recognition. Usher's story, in particular, stands as a sobering illustration of how youthful talent can be thrust into environments that demand more than they should ever have to endure. Accounts of his formative years, including time spent in industry-run camps, highlight a darker reality. In the race to mold stars, the industry has often prioritized ambition over protection. These choices leave behind scars, not just for individuals, but for generations of young performers stepping into the spotlight. It serves as a vital reminder that behind every glittering rise to fame lies a responsibility to shield emerging artists and to critically examine the hidden toll of stardom.
I don't care what they say, because they tried to push me out. They didn't want me in. They would actually say, you know, you're too close to the project. No, I'm not. Because remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there, because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
How old was he?
Usher was 15. He lost his voice.
Physically or just?
You know, puberty. He's growing and he lost his voice. So he lost his range. So the record company felt like, okay, this is not a great investment. So Puffy was there and I would never forget it. We had this conversation and he said, you're going to have to trust me. That was really, really a hard decision.
Usher's journey into music began early, guided closely by his mother, who recognized his potential long before the world did. His breakthrough arrived when L.A. Reid, an executive who would later discover Justin Bieber, signed him to a deal that seemed to promise a bright future. But just as momentum was building, Usher suffered a crushing setback. He temporarily lost his voice. It was during this vulnerable period that he and his mother crossed paths with Diddy. The influential mogul offered to mentor the young singer, more directly, even proposing that Usher move in with him to refine his craft. The arrangement raised eyebrows. After all, sending a teenager to live under minimal supervision in such an environment was anything but conventional. Yet, determined to secure her son's career, his mother agreed. That decision, while well-intentioned, has continued to spark debate, underscoring the delicate balance between nurturing young talent and exposing them to the hidden dangers of fame.
To New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but there, hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. You know, I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
During Usher's stay under Diddy's mentorship, rumors began to surface about a disturbing incident that allegedly ended with the young artist being hospitalized. Though the specifics were never fully confirmed, industry insiders spoke of unsettling stories involving a teenager in Diddy's care who required urgent medical attention. The ambiguity surrounding what truly happened only fueled speculation, deepening existing concerns about the environments young performers are placed in. These accounts, whether fact or whispered memory, highlighted a recurring question in the music world. How much risk is overlooked when the drive for stardom eclipses the duty to protect rising talent?
And people know that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy.
As the years passed, Usher's connection to Diddy continued to draw attention, with old interviews and resurfaced clips prompting unease about the dynamics of their relationship. In one widely circulated video, Diddy makes offhand remarks about their time living together at what he called a flavor camp, even referencing moments like waking up alongside the young performer. While some dismiss the comments as careless humor, for many they only intensified long-standing concerns. Why was a teenager placed in such an unconventional environment? And why weren't stronger safeguards in place to ensure his protection? These questions, still echoed today, highlight the blurred boundaries that often surround young artists navigating the path to fame.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something. They may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, "Yo, I don't F with that dude." And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when people say, "Yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that." You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent her to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you hear it, and that's what happened.
Years later, Usher would once again find himself in the headlines, this time for legal battles that surfaced in 2012. Court filings revealed allegations of personal misconduct, leading to settlements reported to exceed $1 million. Beyond the controversy itself, these cases reopened a broader conversation. What happens to child stars when they grow up in a world that prizes their talent but often neglects their well-being? For many, Usher's struggles underscored the long shadows cast by early exposure to fame and the heavy consequences that can follow when guidance and protection are absent.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed. bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early.
Usher has chosen to keep his sexuality private, a decision that remains entirely his own. What has drawn public curiosity instead are the associations and stories that continue to follow him, particularly connections to industry figures often surrounded by controversy. At one point, actor Orlando Brown made sensational claims involving both Usher and Diddy, statements that, while never substantiated, added yet another layer of speculation to the narrative surrounding Usher's formative years in the spotlight. These episodes reveal less about Usher himself and more about how quickly rumor and controversy can attach themselves to young stars navigating fame.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker try to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence
Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
Well, some documents have leaked about Usher. They were obtained by Radar Online. And apparently back in 2009 or 2010, he had contracted herpes and passed it on to a celebrity stylist having unprotected sex with her. He had to pay $1.1 million to that woman for severe emotional distress. And he also covered her medical bills. That case was settled back in 2012. Now, allegedly, there was a greenish discharge from his penis.
Whoa, that's a booger. He started booking penis boogers? I didn't know that.
He said he went to the doctor. He was cleared of any STDs, so the woman went on and continued. Now, if I notice a greenish discharge oozing out of your penis.
This ain't Nickelodeon.
I don't know that I would
That ain't
continue.
slime.
What you gonna say?
I know all these kids playing with slime nowadays, but no.
I don't care who you are, okay?
Nothing green supposed to be coming out your penis.
Nah, not at all.
That's not how this works.
Nope.
Yellow comes out my penis and white.
In an ironic twist, years later, Usher found himself on the other side of the equation, mentoring the next wave of young talent. When Justin Bieber was signed to LA Reid in 2008, Usher stepped in to help shape the teenager's budding career. At just 13, Bieber was introduced to many of the same industry power players who had once surrounded Usher, including Diddy. Reports suggested that Bieber even spent extended periods under Diddy's supervision, without parental oversight, a detail that raised unsettling questions. For many observers, the similarities to Usher's own early experiences were difficult to ignore, sparking concern that the cycle of exposing young artists to vulnerable situations was being repeated.
I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful face. All right.
In later years, Usher's own reflections on Justin Bieber in interviews and podcasts stirred unease among audiences. Some felt his remarks crossed boundaries, particularly when considering Bieber's young age during those early industry years. The conversations raised difficult questions about how lightly sensitive subjects are sometimes treated in public forums, underscoring once again the lack of care often shown when discussing the experiences of young performers. Justin Bieber once idolized Usher and admired Diddy, but with time he began to voice the deep disappointment he felt about how those relationships shaped his journey. In a recent Apple Music interview, he grew visibly emotional, reflecting on the weight of his childhood in the spotlight. Fighting back tears, Bieber shared that his greatest hope now is to see today's young performers protected from the pitfalls he endured, so that the next generation can pursue their dreams without carrying the same burdens.
I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark, but I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully learn from it.
Well, for me, music comes from somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it comes from this youthful naivety and this desire to escape something. And then you get out there in front of the world, and then it comes from a place of wanting more of it.
Yeah. I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, And I just want people to understand, the psychology behind why I potentially could have problems in my life. So, yeah, thank you for being here and helping me tell that story. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important your story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer, Justin Bieber.
I have little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that wasn't a problem.
I got Believe.
Get that off there. Hey, this is a brand new.
Has your mom given you the sex talk yet? I mean, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother. Yeah. I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
That last one is really just the sickest, asking a young teenage boy whether or not he's had the sex talk. He's doing a media hit on a radio, and she's asking him as one of the questions, have you had the sex talk? This is Hollywood for you.
For many fans, Usher's role in Justin Bieber's early career has become a point of painful reflection, with Justin himself later acknowledging that parts of his experience were deeply damaging. Over time, the once close bond between the two began to fracture. Their distance became visible in small but telling ways, Justin unfollowing Usher on social media, and later turning down an invitation to share the stage with him during a major Super Bowl performance. These choices spoke volumes.
No. Do you know an individual entertainer by the name of Usher?
Yeah, Usher. That sounds familiar.
Isn't it true that Usher was instrumental in starting your career?
What does that have to do with this litigation, Mr. DeKalb? This is just you trying to harass the client.
Before we came back here, you'd asked me.
She's going to let her read back the question. Thank you for your memory. Scott, is it true that Usher was very instrumental in starting?
I was found on YouTube. I think that I was detrimental to my own career.
The Bieber, Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. Something happened in the background and people started noticing some things last year. In 2024, you guys will remember that Usher was tapped to perform at the Super Bowl. And people therefore assumed, because usually when you are tapped to perform the Super Bowl, you bring in all your hits, you call up all your homies, there's all of these guest surprises of people jumping on stage, and it's a trip down memory lane. So everyone was really hyped and assuming that Justin Bieber would be on the stage with him, especially because Justin Bieber went to this Super Bowl. So the signs were there. But then news began breaking that actually, no, Justin Bieber had snubbed him, that he had turned down Usher. People were wondering if this was true or just, usual rumor mill in the media. But then Usher confirmed it on The Breakfast Club. Kind of seemed like he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal, that here I am the mentor and he turned me down. Here is what Usher said explaining that on The Breakfast Club.
Why didn't things work out with Justin Bieber?
You know what? They did work out with Justin. I honored and recognized that my brother, I think that it might have been the fact that he was just, wanting to tell a different story right now. There's no love lost or anything like that.
Seems like he's struggling to find words there, doesn't it? He's saying, I think that maybe he's just trying to write a different story. What does that mean? I think that. You've been his mentor for decades. Shouldn't you know that? Almost decades, right? Shouldn't you know the reason why he didn't want to perform with you? Saying that he's trying to write a different story. What does that mean?
It wasn't only industry figures who let Justin down. His own parents often provided little protection during his most vulnerable years. On stage and in the public eye, troubling moments were too often dismissed as part of the act, with fans and media laughing at what, in reality, were signs of a young star in distress. In hindsight, Justin wasn't a spectacle. He was a struggling kid in need of guidance and compassion. Instead, he was surrounded by people more invested in shaping his image than truly supporting his well-being. It wasn't only industry figures who let Justin down. His own parents often provided little protection during his most vulnerable years. On stage and in the public eye, troubling moments were too often dismissed as part of the act, with fans and media laughing at what, in reality, were signs of a young star in distress. In hindsight, Justin wasn't a spectacle. He was a struggling kid in need of guidance and compassion. Instead, he was surrounded by people more invested in shaping his image than truly supporting his well-being.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Welcome to the family, John.
As Justin's mentor, Usher was expected to guide and protect him. Yet many observers believe he instead introduced Bieber to the same damaging cycle he had once endured himself. Over time, this has fueled wider conversations about the music, industry's power structures, and the lack of accountability within them. The debate extends beyond individual stories, raising pressing questions about how much pressure young artists are forced to shoulder, and what hidden costs they pay while chasing fame.
Do I believe there's people behind the scenes that are homosexuals that are pushing buttons? Yes. And that they want you to be down with their in order to push the button for you? Absolutely. And this is part of it. You just saw one of the gay mafia members. That's who he is. That's who Puffy is. He's one of the members of the mob. He's a mafia member. But he might not be Don Carl. He's not the godfather. You see? He's not the godfather. He's one of the heads of the families. You see? We got different families in this fucking thing. We got Bad Boy. We got fucking what do we have? Death Row over here. We have the different we got fucking Arista Records and LaFace. These are the fucking families in the mafia. You dig? Those record companies are like...
This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, then have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making a lot of allegations.
Mm-hmm. Same way they made allegations about Usher when Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why? There's reasons behind all this. So where there's smoke, there's fire, Cam. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading some, Cam, and the kids say after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day. What would cause a kid who wanted to be an artist in the music business all of a sudden to start getting high and drinking and drugging, popping pills and smoking? What would cause a kid to do that?
I mean, usually trauma.
Or Diddy.
Whispers have long circulated about the existence of tapes said to contain compromising material involving Usher, Justin, and Diddy. According to reports, some lawyers have hinted that these recordings could surface in court, threatening to disrupt some of the most powerful careers in the music industry. With proceedings only weeks away, Diddy's legal team has already moved to suppress evidence gathered during recent raids on his mansion, an action that has only fueled speculation about what might eventually come to light.